this week, and oh, I know who it was. Connor, no, not Connor. Connor had one, and he's 12 or 13. 12. Okay. Yeah. So I know that he's not able to be here today, but I need to remember him. We'll get him when he comes, and able. But continue praying for Connor as he's going through these treatments, and just pray for him and his family during these times, and just pray he had a good birthday. That was Saturday, Friday, Thursday. I knew it was one of them right there close.
We need to pray for Alice because she has her hands full.
Yeah.
We went over to have cake for Connor's birthday. It was just like she was here, she was there doing this.
Oh, yeah.
She has her hands full.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we remember this and that. Any anniversaries? No anniversaries. So I know two. I know 3 anniversaries. We'll get all in one whack, and that'll be in June. I learned that we'll be having, let's see, 16, 17, and 18. We'll have all 3 in 1 week. So, and the only way I know that is because one of them's mine. But I learned the others. I was like, man, that's pretty cool having one on 16, 17, and 18. But anyway, well, we're going to get started, and let's grab the green hymnal and turn our book to 111. Just making sure y'all still alive out there. Right.
198.
Yeah, 198. worship in the Lord our God. Will you pray with all your power while we try to preach the word? All will wait on, that's the Spirit of the Holy One comes down. Brethren, praying, will be showered all around. Brethren, sing for sinners and you slumbering on the brink of woe. Death is coming, hell is looming, and you bear to let them go. Sing our fathers and our brothers and our children singing down. Brethren, praying, the manna will be showered all around. Sisters, will you join and help us, brothers and sisters, and will you help the trembling mourners who are struggling hard with sin? All about the Savior, tell them that He will be found. Sisters praying, holy manna will be showered all around. Right. Got a hold of me right there at the last. Just when I think you got the hang of it and it's gone, that thing comes back, that choke or whatever it gets me. But thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, little sister, girl. Yeah, that's the one y'all was talking about the other day. Praise the Lord. But I do appreciate that very much. It's kind of rough, and you already got a noose around your neck, in other words, and I'm just about 2 breaths from passing out. But thank you very much. I appreciate that. This coming Saturday, the 16th, we're going to have a church event, and we're going to go bowling down in Silva. And we need to be at the church no later than 2 o'clock, ready to depart. So remember that. That'll be this coming Saturday, and we're going to go down there. And this is, since we're small enough like this, we can say this, but I've been trying to have a youth, something that we do once a month at the minimum with a youth. So we put this on the calendar, and we're just going to go down there and bowl and have a good time. And I'll tell you, I'm not the best bowler, but I am the most competitive. And preacher don't like to lose. I don't care if it's a little kid or if it's grandma, I'm still somehow going to win. And the main thing is to beat my wife always. And my family, we went the other day on a Thursday night, just tastes so much, and you get the land for like 2 hours or an hour or something like that. And I was hindered, I couldn't get in there. Well, them rascals didn't wait on me. They went on and bowled my 2 frames, and I had 0 or maybe 3, something like that. Everybody else had these numbers of 30 and 25. And I'll tell you what, I take them down, and I come back and I beat them all. So I like it. It gets aggression out. All that aggression you have, you can sling that ball as fast and as hard as you want. I reached up 20 miles an hour. I was trying to get faster on that. So see what I'm talking about? I don't know that competitive part, but well, I better not say this. I was going to say I'd buy whoever beats me a pizza, but then I'd be in trouble if everybody beats me. And I better hold that back, you know. Oh, my goodness. But please do remember that. That is this coming Saturday on the 16th. And it'll be here at 2 o'clock. Or if you want to, you can meet us down there. I'll have to drive down there and find out where it's at. Countryside. That still tells me about I know to go to the country and it's on the side. But I'll get down there and scout it out before I go, so we won't be hunting it all day. And lastly, I was going to say this. Tonight we'll have a men's meeting because it's back again, second week of the second week of the month, and so we just go over some things and just keep everybody going and abreast of what's going on, and just discuss some things. So today at 5 o'clock, men's meeting to be here. All right. Can I get an usher to just come and we'll take up the offering this morning. And Brooke Corey, would you like to ask the blessing?
Heavenly Father, we thank you again for all many blessings you've given us, Lord, and this church you set aside as a place for us to worship, Lord. So we just ask that we come in here, Lord, things this world besides worship you, Lord, get our minds straight, get our minds on forward, and then get serving. We ask that all the offerings and tithes that you've taken up this morning, Lord, be used for your glory and what you want to use for. Praise you for all your presence.
There is coming a day when no heartache shall come, no more clouds in the sky, no more tears to dim the eye. All is peace forevermore on that happy golden shore. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see, and I look upon his face, one who saved me by his grace. When he takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be. No sorrow there, No more burdens to bear, no more sickness, no pain, no more parting over there. And forever I will be with the one who died for me. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see, and I look upon his face, the one who saved me by his grace. When he takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see, and I look upon his face, the one who saved me by his grace. When he takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day, glorious day that will be.
Right, let's turn our Bibles to Proverbs and Proverbs chapter 3. It's the little, well, do this sometime, I'll be able to play. I'm in the Lord's army and have a little one scooch out. Amen. You got your hands full today? Oh, yeah. We'll go back there probably after service and wonder what's happened to Miss Camilla. And she'll probably be tied up, and gagged and all that. Those are the good times. I will say this, you know, as a kid, I didn't go to Sunday school. My mom didn't take me to Sunday school. I might have been twice. But, you know, being a little kid, you still remember when you went to church, the things that you might have done or something like that. And it's always good on that part. I've had good memories. Man, I got some of the best memories in the world at church as a kid. Some of my prized whippings I ever got was at church. And I hear a lot of folks talk about, Dave, you say, well, I don't remember too much. Most time you sit and talk to folks that was raised in church, they'll tell you, oh, I remember Mama giving me the eye or Mama pinching me. I never got pinched, but if my mom, she probably put under jail for some of the drives back home if I misbehaved in church, because like I told y'all before, I could tell what kind of a whipping or what chances I was going to get to survive when I got the whipping. If it was a bad thing, I got it as soon as that door closed in the parking lot, buddy. I got beat like a dog. And I'm just exaggerating, but she whooped me. She whooped me very good. And I needed it at that time. I'm not talking abuse or nothing. But probably then I probably felt like I was being abused. But it was just a good old-fashioned whooping. We were somewhere here recently in a church, and I pointed to my wife. I said, "You see them hardwood floors?" It was in a smaller church. And I said, every time I see hardwood floors in a church, I think of when I was a kid, probably about 4 years old. I got loose for Mom. Mom played the organ. And I got loose and somehow ended up in the back, and I was a good swiffer, I'll put it that way. Whoever it was waxed them floors or shined them things, and I go from one end to the back, sliding my stomach. And man, I covered about 3 times. Well, I say this, that's one of those memories I got to whoop them right outside in the parking lot. But we joke about it. Mom didn't hurt me or nothing. She didn't abuse me. She just gave me an old-fashioned whooping. And what I needed, in other words. And be honest with you, I don't remember getting taken out. I don't know if I ever remember getting taken out. If I didn't, she had whooped me right there in church.
That's okay, Chris, the rest of it just say.
Every one of us all have that part there. But they're memories, and sometimes they're fun memories. You get what I'm saying. And it's just fun with your sisters, brothers, mom, dad being in church, and just all the family gatherings, eatings, things like that. It sounds like it's going to be a homecoming message here or something reminding us, but it's like that old song, Precious Memories. We do have a lot of memories like that, and I'm glad that you can have good memories at church. They do overcome all the bad. Shouldn't have bad memories, but we're around man. Man will produce stuff like that sometimes. But in Proverbs 3, I want to just look at this just for a few moments. I guess it kind of struck a chord with me Wednesday or Sunday night as I was preaching. And well, it was Wednesday night. And just these thoughts, and a very simple message, but especially in our day and time that we live, we are faced, we're bombarded on every side, left, right. The devil fights us, the flesh fights us, the world fights us, and they just, a lot goes on. But sometimes, the devil's whole point is to get us to lose trust in the Lord. And I thought about this on this verse here in verses, let's just start in verses 1. He said, "My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck, write them upon the tables of thine heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man." Now, verse 5 is where I kind of want to concentrate. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not to thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord, and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel, and marrow to thy bones. Honor the Lord with thy substance, and with the first fruits of all thine increase, and so shall thy barn be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine." Now, before we go further, let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we do thank you for this morning. Thank you, God, for the songs, Lord, that have been sung. And God, just lifting you up. And Lord, especially, what a day that will be when we see you, Lord, and when all our faith has become sight. God, I just pray that you guide us here as we're here on this earth. Help us to do our best for you and to lift you up, Lord, and help us, Lord, to let our light to shine before all men, that they may see our good works and glorify our Father which is in heaven. God, we know the things we do is not because of us, but God, because of you. We want you to have all the honor and glory for what we do. For it's in Jesus Christ's name we do ask and pray. Amen. Here, as we see in verse 5, he says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart." Now, trust is like this. It's more than believing in who he is and what he says. It means to have confidence in. It means having an assurance that leads to action. Now, I'll read that again. To have confidence in, and it means having an assurance that leads to action. It means trusting someone or trusting someone means that you think they are reliable, you have confidence in them, and you feel safe with them physically and emotionally. Trust is something that two people in a relationship can build together when they decide to trust one another. Now, that is trusting. Trusting is relying upon somebody to commit yourself to them, to confide in them. You ever had your best friend or something, you try to tell them something. You won't tell that to just anybody, but you will confide in them. You'll tell them something. You'll say, now don't repeat this. Don't let nobody else know this, but since you're my friend, I trust you on that part. And you're relying upon them not to leak it out, in other words. And I wrote some things that say here, it is, let me think here, it's confide in or to have a mental persuasion. But it is to the part of this that where it's self-explanatory almost, like trust is. Trust is, just putting all your confidence in someone or something. I'll tell you this, just looking at it. Right here, this is a good definition or example of trust, and almost like trusting in God. You walked into this building and not one of you is worried about if this floor would fall out from under you. You trusted the carpenters that built this place. Years and years. Part of it's back in the 1800s, and part of it's the late 1900s to early 2000. They had that addition on. But you never worried about this floor falling in under you. I've got a couple of squeaks up here, but I don't worry. I know that everything's fine. I don't put a second thought in, will this floor fall in? Now, if I come up here and this thing was rubbery and I could bounce on it, in other words, my trust would be kind of, I'm going to stick to this side of the place here. You'd be the same way. You go into an old, rickety old house and it's been sitting for years, nobody's cared for it or whatever. You're not going to trust that house. Not only the floor, but think of it this way. What's keeping the ceiling from falling in on you? You're saying, preacher, you got me worried now. I start thinking these things. What's keeping these posts from falling in? What is keeping from one of these chandeliers falling on your head? Now watch everybody just kind of start sliding over to the side. Think about it. We have got trust in our electricians. We have got trust in those carpenters. We have got trust in all the things because they say they're carpenters. They say they're electricians or whatever, and we're going to trust them. I've got trust that when I come over here, Sister Martha has paid our bill, and she's very trustworthy, and she goes over there or sends the thing in and pays our amount. Well, when I come in, I'm putting trust in Sister Martha, and I'm putting trust in the electric company and the electricians that they've done what they said. I don't even think twice about these lights. When I come in this morning, my mind, I just went over and hit the button and kept walking. Come on, it's trust. I didn't even think about it. In other words, that's what he's saying, to trust in the Lord. When he says for us to trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Now, I looked at it this way. Now, let me ask you this. Now, talking about trust, let me ask you, what do people trust in today? And this is where we kind of get away from God, in other words. A lot of folks are like this. They trust in money. They're thinking, I've got a bank account, I've got everything, all my nest egg, and I am telling you, I'm learning, trying to build a nest egg is hard. Because about the time you get it built up and set and everything, something happens. The kids get sick, the air conditioner goes down, the car goes kaput, whatever. I'm sitting there thinking, how do these people make up a savings? Because the older you get, the more things happen, and you're like, well, you get it built up, and you're like, yeah, I got it, and then boom, something happens. I got it, boom, something happens. Just go into the bigger broad of things. People put their trust so much in money. 1929, I think they called that the something Black Day or whatever it was when the stock market crashed. There was people, you say, well, yeah, they lost things, but how do you know they put their trust in their money? Do you realize when the stock market crashed in 29, there was people that jumped out of buildings? You say, well, that's crazy. I would never do that. But that shows how much trust they had in their money. And when it was gone, they're saying, oh, well, I ain't got nothing else to live for. And now listen, money's good as long as money don't have you. It's like the old saying is, people take that verse out of context and say, money is the root of all evil. No, money's not the root of all evil. God knows we always need it. We need to eat and buy things, stuff like that. But listen, it's not money is the root of all evil. It's the love of money. When money's got you, when you've got money, that's okay. But when money's got you, that's when it's another thing there. But I thought bringing a little closer to our day and time. Look at 01, 9/11. We seen, I mentioned this back there in the back in Sunday school, how we found out how fragile this earth is, this world is, by money. You say, well, nobody wasn't thinking nothing about it or anything like that. And 9/11 hit. If you recall, you remember the economy all the way around the world, there was a ripple effect. Man, I worked with a guy that he was up the ladder, way up the ladder for me. And he didn't even blink an eye. He lost $125,000 in the market when everything crashed in 01 or things kind of went down. He lost a lot of money. Didn't even bat an eye at it. But there was people worried to death. And it didn't just affect America. It affected Australia. It affected England. It affected Russia. It affected China. It affected everywhere. Because we're all so tied together. But you even look at when the economy failed in 06. 06, somewhere in there. As one time, we was fixing to buy a house, and I told her, I said, when we we could have bought a bigger house, but you know how things were set up. Hey, you could buy a $300,000 house, but you only make a $50,000, in other words, and stuff like that. I told her, I said, I want it to where the lowest pay or the lowest amount of money in our house could be able to pay the payment, and we skip by or get by very close. And I was so glad we had the Lord provided things for us, and we got to buy not no big old house or anything like that, but we got what was good to us. But boy, and then all of a sudden that economy just went down. Everybody was back home. I was opening up the journal, and man, there was people I knew had money and everything, and you'd see on the back of your newspaper where they were losing, they having to sign over things or saying they are in debt or whatever it is. I can't remember all that. But I'm saying towards the money part, money fails. Money will be here today, it'll be gone tomorrow. You cannot trust in money. And we've seen it, even in our lifetime, we've seen how money can be. We are sitting, if we knew how thin that thread was, it would scare us half to death. If we knew how close the economy could or couldn't around the world and everything. But, and I know it's doing good right now, but I'm saying it was doing good in 04 or 05, and then, boy, 06 come along and boom, 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 everything catches up. But let me say this, not only money, but listen, a lot of people put trust in man too. I'm going to be honest with you. It's wonderful to have a good friend. It's wonderful. I'm not saying don't trust nobody or anything like that. But listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm made of the same stuff as you are, and you're made of the same stuff as I am. That unintentionally, we will hurt people's feelings. Unintentionally, we will forget something, and like say my wife forgets to do something to me or whatever, and that would hurt my feelings, or vice versa. In other words, I'm saying that you can't trust man. Man, the Bible even says that. Talking about, I wrote this down if I can find it real fast. Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I know we've got good people. I'm not saying everybody's mean, but you get them in a position and they'll fail you. There's been great men that have taken a long fall. I'm no great man, but I always say this. Don't build me high up. I try not to ever build preachers high up, because the higher you build them, the further they got to fall. And boy, what a fall it'll be when they do. I like just being known as a preacher or whatever, pastor, loves his folks, this, that, the other. But I've seen a lot of them get way up there, and buddy, here they come crashing down. But listen, you can't trust. There's only been one man we can fully put our 100% trust in, and that's the Lord Jesus Christ. He was without sin. Now, I've got Brother Jeremy Chisholm, preacher friend of mine down there. I trust him with my family. I trust him. We've all got those folks. I'm not downing them, but I'm saying we're all the same stuff. And if you think, well, they'll never fail me, you give it time. You come home and spend 2 weeks with me, you'll find out that I'll fail you eventually. But if I go home and spend 2 weeks with you, I'll find out you failed me too. In other words, we all make the same stuff. But people will put their trust in money. People will put their trust in man, and where that they'll be. Man is corrupt. That's the reason we all need to be saved. That's the reason that money, it'll crash on you if you don't. But let me say this, machines in this world, from cars, trucks, things of that nature, we'll put our trust in it. But how many times have we went out and it ain't 2, 3, 4 years old and we stick that key in there and go, nothing. Ain't trusting. I could get, but I know we've got Chevrolet men in here, and we've got Ford. I guess we got Fords in here. And yeah, okay, Sister Martha's back there. So, but listen, Dodge, Ford, Chevrolet, Porsche, Lamborghinis. First place I ever seen a Rolls Royce go right by this building here. I just stood there in awe. I've seen them on TV, and I went by, and it was black and brown. I was like, wow. But that Rolls Royce, yeah, fail you. Machines in this world will fail you. Money will fail you. Man will fail you. But the thing is, what is really trust? What is actually trust? It says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. What is trust? Trust. How is it? Well, the first thing I thought of was trust is letting go. Here's the first thing come to my mind. You say, letting go. What do you mean? When I had I was helping, trying to teach Tristan how to drive. Her mama finally, I was like, my nerves can't handle it. And we had a minivan at that time. I got in the back seat, and I put a cover over my head. Camilla was up in the front seat. We had White Horse Road. That's where she had to learn, in other words. And that's like Indy 500, man. And I'm like, we're going to go down to K&S and we're going to eat. And Camilla said, all right, Tristan, you're going to drive us down there. I put that cover over my head. Tristan goes, Mama, make him take that cover off. And Mama's back there going, now, Greg, you need to take that off. Quit that. And she said, Daddy's not doing it. And I'm back there. I said, I ain't taking it off. I said, when I die in a fire crash, I don't want to see it coming. And I just want to just do it. And just, Mama! And she's on and on and on. Took me out there. It scared me to death. Trust is this. Getting in the van with a teenager on a crazy road and not reaching for the steering wheel. Is that not true? How many times I wanted to reach and no, or don't stop, and I'm back there doing it. How many of you ride with me that right side, buddy? You be doing this over there to the side. I'll scare you sometimes, but I'm saying to this part, trust. You want to drive there. Trust is letting that person drive, and you sitting there and just kicking back, drinking your soft drink or whatever. Reading and not worrying what's happening. That's trust. But not only is it letting go, but trust is leaning upon. Is getting to the place. Trust is, I'll show you good. I use one of these. Yeah. Trust is this. I told you earlier, just using it as an example. Somebody made this chair. I don't know who it was. It could have been a drunk. It could have been a dope addict. It could have been somebody that don't even know what was going on. Do you even think about it? I mean, it's a chair. You're saying, preacher, you're taking this too far. Well, I don't know. Of course I don't. That's leaning upon. That is, you and I, I'd die if this chair fell. But I don't really think about it. When you go out here to the fellowship hall and sit down on a chair, you don't even think twice. All you got is your mind upon that food and what you got to drink. You pull the chair out, and you don't even look and see if the metal thing is loose or any of the screws have come loose or whatever. You don't worry about the manufacturer or whatever. You just sit down and you start eating. You don't even realize you literally all day long put your trust in things and don't even give it a second thought. Trusting is letting go and leaning upon. It is to the part that where you will just trust Him. Now, I say that to say this. Have you ever done that to the Lord? Have you ever, in yourself, got to the place that you just like, all of us have been here. All of us. I'm pretty sure. I don't see no people that's got multi-money. If you got multi-money, you're my best friend, in other words. But we know what bills are, right? Bills are this. It's taking, it's like, here's full trust. Because you know your tithes are due, and you've got a bill to pay. What do I do? And you've done everything you're supposed to do right. You're not been out here going to casinos. You're not doing that. But it comes time for the offering to pass. Do I keep it to pay that bill? Or do I trust God? What did the Lord talk about in Malachi? He talked about them, all them having it, they doing it on their own or keeping away. He called them God robbers, in other words. Well, that's just in a nutshell. My pastor used to stand up and say, God robber, God robber, God robber. That's what he called those folks over there. But when the plate goes by, are you trusting money? Are you trusting man? Are you trusting machines? Or are you trusting God? I heard Dr. Simon say this years ago, back in the 70s. He said, as far as he's ever seen, he's never seen a tithing person living for the Lord in the soup line. You say, why? Heard Mays Jackson say this. He said, he lived in Atlanta, and he said, in regards, he said, I trust the Lord so much. He said, if there's one cracker left in all the millions of people in Atlanta, he said, I know this much, I'll be on one end of that cracker somewhere. That's trust. We all, I'm telling you, some folks in this world have trust issues. With marriage or girlfriend, boyfriend, trust, whatever it is. But I want to be honest with you. If there's one person we ought to trust more than anybody, anything, the Lord. The Lord loves, listen, we're His children. He says, I'm always there with you. I'll never leave you nor forsake you. Did not in John chapter 14, He said, I will not leave you comfortless. In other words, I won't leave you like an orphan. In other words, I won't leave you where you ain't got a shelter, where you ain't got food. I won't leave you like that. That's trust. God says, if you're my child, I'm going to take care of you. We talked about that Wednesday. I used Tara as an example, and her daddy, Brother Arnold, they live like close to each other, and I'm not saying they're doing this or they're bad shape or whatever. I'm just saying if they run into a hard spot, would Arnold would aggravate her and say, no, I can't give you nothing, sorry, we done all gave out and everything. But I'll be honest with you, Brother Arnold, when she comes down to the house and said, Daddy, I hate to say this, but I don't have nothing to eat. Riley and Reagan don't have nothing. Well, Daddy, can I have a few crackers and some beans? Do you think Arnold will give her a few crackers and buying and sausage? He might pour an aggravation again, but everybody knows Brother Arnold. But I guarantee you, he'd open that whole closet and say, go get what you need. That's the daddy part. Well, if that's a physical person, and we love our children and we won't stop, we would rather give our last bite to our children than to eat it. And we love our children. If that is a humanly possible person like that, how much more is God to us? God's love surpasses multiple times more than what we are, what our love is. Do you think He's going to let you suffer? Without eating? Do you think I'm not talking about going out and blowing stuff and all that. I'm talking about things are down to the nitty gritty and you and yourself, you and God, and you're like, God, what am I doing? How many widows have survived all those years? What's the one thing that caught God's attention in the temple? Was it the Pharisees that had all the money and the prestige and everything? No, it was that little widow woman. She had 2 months, and the key word of that is she gave all. It ain't the amount that you have, it's what you give in the world. She gave all unto God. God's sitting over there in the corner and saying, hey, fellas, getting Peter and Paul, or Peter and John and Matthew and all them. He says, I want you to watch that. They're thinking the Pharisees. He says, no, look at that little woman over there. Look at that. You probably think, man, when he hit the plate, it probably went ting, 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 ting. Most embarrassing sound. When everybody else is giving dollars and this, and that. Well, I'll even tell you, even in that time, they would give bags. Pharisees would give bags. So when it went into that, it was a metal something, and it would make sound. So when you hear clunk, 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 you say, boy, they really gave to God. But then there's that little widow woman. She comes along and she gives 2 mites. And as she gets 2 mites, it goes cling, cling, cling. Even by sound, everybody that's known it for years knows she didn't hardly give nothing. But yet it got God's attention more than that great amount of money. Listen, it's where the heart is. That woman trusted God to take care of her. I'll be honest with you, on trust issues and things like this, and I'll be honest with you, I never forgot I don't, it's long stories, but I'm trying to make them short. But the first time we come to Greenville, we literally sold everything we had and moved up here to work at the children's home. And without them telling us an okay or a rejection, I just trusted the Lord says you're going. I said, okay. What would it feel like you walking through the house and the refrigerator has somebody's name on it? And the stove has somebody's name on it? You've done already put your 2-week notice in, both of you. You've done got everything and still haven't heard from up here in Greenville if you're being approved or not. And you say, well, boy, that was trust. That was trust. Going through everything that we had somebody's name on it. They had bought it from us. They let us use it until we got out of the house. But I didn't hear until that was, man, what do you feel like you sitting at the table and all your family, and they're bringing you going away gifts and everything. Still haven't heard from them if it's okay that you called and everything. I'll be honest with you, I was maybe just young and dumb. I don't know, but the Lord said it and I trusted Him. I went and I was just like it. But when I'm looking over, this is where it got real scary. As I was supposed to meet with Dr. Aiken. Dr. Aiken had buried his mother. Our applications got slid under, and he was down towards our area. We met up. We were supposed to be talking to him, and he was going to interview us and this, that, the other. And that was all that was needed. And we get there, and I start talking to Dr. Aiken, and he goes, I don't know what you're talking about. Remember, name tag. Everything you own's got name tags on it. Well, you say, preacher, having trust and faith, boy, that's easy. No, it's not. I was looking warm in the car up that night waiting on the wife to come out, and I was just like, what am I going to do? I look like an idiot. What have I done? Lord, Lord. And the Lord just keeps saying, I told you, son. And I'm like, that's where trust gets down to it. is this chair going to hold me up or not? Is God going to hold me? I put my trust in Him. I said that. God come through. Everything's wonderful. Come 2004, we had moved back. Lord, I believe in all my heart. It was just so familiar. I had a few last years with her daddy before he passed. Anyway, we had bought a house. We were settled there. Before God started turning in my heart, you're going back. And I'm like, okay, let's do this again. Here's where this goes. And I thought, well, you think, well, it's done it once for you. Why not do it again? Well, you probably walk around not even sweating, worrying, or anything. And this is when everybody was selling their houses. At 04, this was before the economy. But I mean, buddy, I didn't need to put a sign up out on the road to direct them to my house. Everybody else directed them to my house because they were selling and they were selling. I put it up, and I remember there was people going to come look at ours. They come look at ours, and I'm not joking with you. You say, preacher, you're crazy. I was in my daughter's bathtub looking out the window, and I seen it go across the street to the other house, and I was like, no, that's mine. You're supposed to buy mine. And I'm like, and they ended up buying that one. I was, Camilla's like, what is wrong with you? I said, I know the Lord wants us to go, but they ain't coming to buy our house, in other words. Lose it or whatever. It's so funny, just like children of Israel. God will do something great and miraculous for us over here, and then 2 weeks later going, God, where you at? Why did you leave me? God just sits back. You know what it is? We're scared to death of not seeing. We can't see things going on. I want to tell you, all during this time when we're supposed to come back up here in 04, I never forgot. I was working in the office, and I was like this. I'm sorry, I trust God, but sometimes, I don't know, just that part gets to me. I was coming out of the garage, the parking garage, and I was like, God, you sure you want me to go? You sure you want, please, Lord, and just like every one of us, Lord, you got to show me. And this is God's honest truth. I am not laughing. You ever seen those Range Rovers and they got the tires on the back and then they got a tire cover over it and then it says Range Rover of Chattanooga or Range Rover of... We're in the middle of Chattanooga. UTC's not playing firm. Nobody in this world should be in Chattanooga from Greenville, South Carolina. I pull up, getting ready for this Range Rover to get out of my way, and I'm standing there and I'm saying this in my own mind, going, God, please, just show me what you want. Make sure it's not me, God, please. And I look up, and as I'm looking up, the tire is just facing me. You say, well, that's crazy. Well, I asked, and he answered, and I'm like, man. But it said Range Rover of Greenville, South Carolina, and I'm like, okay. But yeah, I'm still going down the road, and I was preaching up in Dayton, Tennessee, or above Dayton, Tennessee, Spring City that night. I'm coming home after I'm trying to encourage folks, and I'm like, God, you said you wanted to go, but nobody's buying the house. And my wife, I'll just throw this in there for you ladies. She said, if they buy my house, if you sell my house, you got to sell your boat. And I had a nice bass boat, man. I've been working hard. And I'm thinking, there ain't nobody going to buy that bass boat. They won't pay for what I wanted $5,000 for it. And I said, they won't pay it. They won't. Anyway, back over here, I'm over in Spring City, head down. And I'm thinking, God, Lord, you said you was going to do this. Lord, you was going to open a way for us to go. But right now, it don't look like nobody wants to buy my house. And I'm like kind of grinning saying, yeah, nobody's wanting to buy that boat. And I was just putting the forefront up for my wife. I was thinking, nobody's going to buy that boat and pay that much. And it was a nice boat and everything, nice boat, this, that, and the other. And I am not joking. It was about a 15-minute drive. And I got into Dayton, Tennessee, and I had to go to Walmart. And I made those same words. I said, God, show me. Please. And you think, man, you're our pastor, and you're not, that's been 20-something years, or 10 years. And I'm going to tell you, even a pastor, a preacher, man, there's times when you got a big move or something, you're like, God, you got to help, you got to show me. We're all bad. We got to see signs. What it is really showing we don't trust God, the whole time, I'm not joking with you, I pulled into that Walmart, and right before I got there, I said, Lord, I said, man, would you show me, please, just prove to me. After he done did that in Chattanooga the week before, a few days before, and I'm coming down to there, pulled into Walmart, and lo and behold, this is no joke, I promise you. Don't play games with God. God got a sense of humor. She had called me, she said, listen, we've got some folks coming by Saturday to look at the house. They're already approved, they're this, that, the other, they really want a house, yada, 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 or something like that. Well, I'm like, okay, both wives, man, you're going to get it. I'm thinking, and no joke, within 5 minutes or 7 minutes, I had 3 calls. I had one guy that was, I used to fish with, and I took him out on it. He said, if you ever get ready to sell that boat, let me know. He did 60 miles. I didn't even think about him. He calls out of the blue. Boom. He said, hey, you got a boat? Are you fixing to sell your boat? And I thought, yeah. And we was talking there a few minutes, and he said, I told you, any chance you ever sell it, you let me know. And I said, okay. He said, I'll be down there Saturday. I said, okay. I'm hung up. Phone rings again. My buddy down in Alabama calls. He says, you still got the boat? I heard through the mouth that you were selling that boat. I said, yes. And he said, well, my neighbor, somebody hit his boat, and he's got cash right now ready to buy it. And I went, okay, but you'll have to get in line. And I forgot the other one, the third one. Oh, I am talking 7 minutes. Don't play with God. God will get you. Even on my boat, I said, hey, I won't sell my boat. We'll sell our house and all that. God says, this is how much God does. We had to get out of that house so fast. We had to live with our parents. We didn't have nowhere to go. Bill said she's dealing with that stuff. She said, I've never seen anything move that fast and all that stuff. So we had to be out there in less than 2 weeks. And I learned, but I'm saying to this point, sometimes we go by sight, and we don't even think God's even taking care of us, thinking anything about it. We don't hear the thunder. We don't hear the wind. We don't see all the great things. Let me tell you something. He said, trust the Lord with all your mind. That means, don't think about it. You said, preacher, you thought about it, yeah. But I look like a fool, like it was all over with, and I come in on the other side going, I knew God would come along. I knew God delivered me, but I ain't telling you about the time. That's for somebody I told anybody. I was in my daughter's bathroom looking out the peephole or the house window, whatever it is, looking across the street. I knew God wanted me gone, but I'm like, you ever just get to that place where you're like, God, I know you're going to do this, but God don't deal with that. God said, you're going to take care of it, you're going to take care of it. Trust me. Whatever it is, trust me. Do all you can and quit reaching for the steering wheel. Let him do the driving. And it's just a terrible. This thing's kind of comfortable. I don't want it. Now that I trust it, Thomas. But the thing is putting our trust with all our heart, lean not to our own understanding. When we trust money, when we trust man, when we trust machines, we're not trusting God. When we're doing that, we're putting our trust in everything else. And I'm going to be honest with you, sooner or later it's going to fail us. God will never fail us. You say, well, it never comes to what God said was going to happen. Let me ask you this. No, or let me say this. No is an answer to God. From God. It's the same. All we want to hear is, yes, God, yes, God, yes, God. But do you know this? No is an answer. When you're like, God, let me do this, or let me have it. No is an answer. But sometimes we're bullheaded. And then we end up in a mess and we go, God help me! But like the God that He is, He never leaves us or forsakes us. He pulls us up out of our mess. God's faithful to us. And I'm telling you, yes, it is hard sometimes. I'm telling you, when your whole house up for sale and you're looking at it and everything's like, oh, this woman's good. Trust God. He won't necessarily speak. He will sometimes. Outwardly, on things like that show you. But listen, you know where most time He speaks? Small, still voice. No words in our modern day language. That's what I say. Our gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Lord, I thank you for the truths that we have. All the years, God, you have taught me so much. And things, God, that to trust. Not to worry, not to try to figure it out, but just trust. God, you've always been true to me. You've always done what you said you would do. God, you never let me go or sleep. You never left me like a Lord. You've always been there. God, I thank you. I love you for all that you have done, what you're doing now, what you're going to do later. God, I just want to say thank you for what you're doing for Hamburg Baptist Church. God, and how you just do so many things. You supply the needs. God, you've done so much for us, Lord. We cannot sit here and say, it's rich, rich again, rich for secrets, rich this. All we can say is it is you that has taken care of us. Lord, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for loving us. Lord, in Jesus' name, we do pray. Amen. As we stand and the Lord has spoken to you, I just ask you to come, or not just I, but the Lord asks you to come. Come talk to Him. Whether you just want to thank Him for what He's done, or what He's doing, or what He's going to do in the future. These altars are open. His daughter told me what she was playing. Trust and obey. I appreciate that good song. I appreciate all the good singing this morning and everybody being here. Don't forget men's meeting tonight at 5, and we'll get together and just talk about a few things, and we'll go from there. And in all hearts and minds clear. Everything cool? That's good. I will say this again. Boy, that cough drop. Son, I don't know if y'all seen my eyes when I put that thing in my mouth. That thing sucked my eyeball or made it go out like that. Son, that's some potent. I forgot about it from last week, but it does the job. It does. I don't mean to say that I just am who I am, but man, if you just knew who I was, I mean, when I put that thing in there, and you're just letting it set and doing all this thing, but man, boy, whatever's on the inside of that stuff, son, it's work. It's like them old halls. It was in the gray packs. I don't know what the name of it was. Those square cough drops. And as a kid, I thought they were candy, and I put them in my mouth. And the worst thing you can do is go get a drink of water. It freezes your whole body. Oh man, I know I'm crazy. I know, but thank you for the culture. I gotta find it. Oh, man, but that was good. If you do want a cough drop to help, find out what those are, because those are potent stuff. They're good, they're good. They're at Walmart. Okay, well, that narrows it down there, so that's good, that's good. Well, everybody cool, everybody all right. Well, that's good. Do remember, Sister Betsy, if you got Facebook, you've probably seen, she's been pictures going down the river, and, that was in some village yesterday or something like that. And it's,
90-degree weather.
yeah, 90-degree weather, everybody's up there freezing half to death, and there's, 90 degrees. And even seen a little puppy. So she, yeah, I've seen that, but, pray for her and Felix and his wife and them as they're down there and just, trying to reach folks, so. When they get back, we'll have a set of time to the side. I might get both Felix over here, and, you know, and you want her to stop food. It's good to see folks going around. Well, let's go by our heads, and we'll be dismissed, and Brother Dillard, if you would.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for allowing us to be here today. Thank you for blessing us. Father, help us, Lord, to trust you every way. Lord, we say it with our mouth and let us do it with our hearts. Thank you, God, for our message this morning and life. Father, help us to do thy will in each and everything we do.